covering the horrifying ways in which the right routinely oppress marginalized communities. I said some really, really horrifying things. I made jokes about atheists not being oppressed. I've learned the error of my ways, folks. That's right. Atheists are the most oppressed minority. More oppressed than, dare I say, gamers. Certainly more oppressed than the trans people. Certainly more oppressed than black people under the crushing thumb of police brutality and a police state that mistreats them. Certainly more oppressed than gay people. Psh. And more oppressed than women. There is no one, and I mean no one in this country, and perhaps in any country, that is more oppressed than a cisgender, heterosexual, white male who, dare I say, is an atheist. Who dares to dream. Who dares to understand the struggle. Just like Martin Luther King once said, who is a Christian, by the way. He was a reverend, not an atheist. Who once said, I have a dream that one day atheists can live alongside Christians in this country. Except he never said that because MLK was selfish. He only dreamt about making sure black people had civil liberties. But in that process, MLK not once said that atheists should have civil liberties as well. And that is precisely why I'm saying once again that atheists are the most marginalized. That's right. I wanted everyone to know. I wanted to scream it from the mountaintops on this day of all holy days. Cancel Martin Luther King Jr., who was a reverend. But they don't want you to know that. What's going on? But yeah, no, I have to give a Michael Hudson said one of the funniest, okay, M-HUD said one of the fucking funniest things I have ever read about this matter in the aftermath of like the atheist saga. Because there were people who were like legitimately fucking upset at me saying like, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck are you saying? This is the worst take. You want to do a don't ask, don't tell, but for atheism? And I was like, yeah, who cares? Like, chill the fuck out. But he said, wait, where is it? I love when white guys afraid of their grandparents think they were hate crimed for not going to church. Oh, man. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Which is a great take on the matter. It's just funny because like a lot of us are in the same mindset and come from like very similar backgrounds, you know what I mean? Obviously with differences and whatnot, but that conversation basically brought about like some of the same kind of attitudes as like people being like, dude, you know, your conversation is like invalidating my personal experience. Like, look, if you've been like genuinely oppressed by like some fucking abusive parents and they used atheism as the basis for that, then like we're not talking about you, okay? It's entirely different. I think people also need to realize that religion trauma from leaving a cult and abusive religion is different than being atheist. Exactly. So, I just, like I said, I find it pretty funny that people were really mad at that. Or not people were really mad at that, but like some people were really mad at it. And of course, like you know me, I'm never gonna fucking back down. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna double down when I see some funny shit. But also, I will feed the atheists once again by giving them the slop that they need, which is my relentless attacks on the fundies of the United States of America. Of course, you know, we're going to do a lot of that, so don't worry. Fear not, atheists. This is a safe space for you. I mean, I will make fun of you if you say, like, your marginalization is akin to, you know, like a trans person or something. Like, I'm picturing, like a white DSA guy, you know what I mean? Like a white cis DSA guy who's, like talking to a trans person like being kicked out of their home, you know what I mean? And he's like, I get you. Like, I too have suffered, you know what I mean? Like, I understand. Like, we all have our own journeys. My mom told me there were no Christmas presents when I told her I was an atheist in 3rd grade. Which is kind of, I mean, who's to say had a worse experience, honestly? I mean, it's bad. It's both are bad, you know what I mean? And that's what like guides me. That's what motivates me to understand exactly where you're coming from. And you know, maybe you and I are not so different. I mean, there used to be cookies on the 24th, gently laid out on the kitchen counter in our comfortable suburban upper middle class home, this McMansion that we lived in Connecticut. And one year, my mom recalled that I was no longer a Christian, and there were no cookies. So it's kind of the same as like when you know, were forced to join the United States military, hide your identity, hide your gender exclusively so you could survive, and then felt incredibly conflicted about the actions that you had to engage in overseas, and then came back and finally were able to, you know, be comfortable and find a support group. It was like exactly like me when I also found a support group on the internet, the r/atheism forum. That's right. Atheist visibility, atheist solidarity. You're a ridiculous person. I no longer will ever say, oh my God. I will only say, oh my science. Do you understand? Germa stole my girl. What the fuck? Dude, delete this. Delete this right now. Delete this right now. I don't want to see this. Why would you send this